Everything you learned in history class was a lie. Well, maybe not everything, but they skipped the best parts. Introducing Stupiracy, where stupidity meets conspiracy. Ever heard of the Olympic marathon that nearly killed its runners? Or the time a pope put another pope's corpse on trial? Join me, Scott Rizzuto, and Tim McKernan as we uncover the most outrageous historical moments and mind-blowing conspiracies you won't believe actually happened. Tune into Stupiracy for your weekly dose of historical absurdity. Available wherever you get your podcasts. Remember, history is dumb, but laughing at it is smart.
And now, live from the TCL broadcast studios, it's Joe Souchere and Patrick Royce with Sports Talk.
I was just saying, if he wins a major, it's going to be the Masters.
Tiger Woods?
Yeah.
I was up in Port Charlotte and didn't get to see much of it, but I would guess he got a pretty rowdy reception when he made the 43-foot putt on 17.
Yep.
I would guess people got pretty excited. I did not see the 38-footer on 18. Did it come closer?
I was with people. I bet him. I bet $1 that he was going to make it just for fun. He didn't make it. It came very close. But if anyone was going to make it and provide that drama, it would have been him.
Well, Hollis Cabner, our guy from the 3M Championship, that's his event. The Valspar was basically dead down there. I mean, that tournament in Tampa, they found Valspar as a sponsor, and he's been running it now. And I'm going to talk to him. We're going to have him on at 4 o'clock to tell us about the difference. And last week he had the Mexico City thing. So I'd say he's on a run here. He had Phil one week and Tiger dang near winning the next. So
it's hard to believe that's Paul Casey's. That's only his second PGA Tour victory.
He hadn't won since 2009 here, right? I mean, but he spends a lot of his time in Europe.
Right.
And he's a
the U.S. Open's at Shinnecock. That's a tough place to win.
Yeah, somebody will win it about 2 over there.
The Brits are at Carnoustie.
I wonder if at Shinnecock this time, if they're going to let the greens turn into dried out, basically desert land again, like they did last time.
I think it was last there in 2004 when wasn't it Goosen?
Goosen did not win. He should have won, right? And he let it get away from him, right? I think. Maybe I'm wrong.
No,
but,
look up who won the 2004 Open, Rook. I think it's Goosen. And then PGA's at Belle Reve in St. Louis, which could literally be draining in that heat and humidity in August. I say if he's going to win a major, it's got to be in Augusta.
But Shinnecock and Carnoustie are two of the. Carnoustie is the hardest golf course on the circuit over there for the British Open, and Shinnecock, it doesn't get any tougher than Shinnecock if the wind blows either.
All right, what did you want? 2004 Open Championship or?
I seem to remember it as Goosen.
No, the US
Todd
Open.
Hamilton won the Open Championship. You want the U.S. Open? Okay.
Yes. I think Goosen had it won and couldn't make like a 2-foot putt because the greens were so rotten.
2004 U.S. Open, we won. Golf, that was, Goosen.
It was Goosen.
It was.
All right, I'm wrong then. Who did I think was going to win?
2003 was Furyk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't care.
I don't care about that. I only care about Shinnecock.
Shinnecock.
Michael Campbell in 05.
Who won the Colombian Open that year?
It was Goosen because he played that year as well. So,
do this for me.
Yeah, bro.
How many U.S. Opens have been played at Shinnecock? Is this only going to be the second?
No, I think, but I bet it'll be the fourth. They just discovered it again. What in the '80s? Basically, they started.
Boy, would I love to see that course out on the tip of Long Island.
You know what I'd love? I'd like to own a little house nearby, right? Because it might be worth some dough out there.
I think so.
Up there in the.
What do you got, Rook?
This 2004 was the 4th U.S. Open hosted by Shinnecock Hills.
All right.
The 4th.
I think that one of them was way back, and then they didn't come there for 50 years or
James Folis, 1896.
Yep. Okay.
Ray Floyd in 1986.
Okay.
And Pavin in 95.
90 years later, they came back to Shinnecock. Okay.
Correct.
Pavin in 1995, I still remember a fairway wood. He hit to, I believe he hit it to 18.
Yeah, he probably hit it from about 140, too.
Well, he hit longer than that, but it was a hell of a shot.
He was, he did extremely well for a short-hitting guy that he was.
You know, Rook, you're reminding me, I'm very disappointed in you. We had the hockey tournament last week, and Matamidi was in it, and you didn't give us a different roster.
Yeah.
Was it Matamidi, the club, that got you?
Yeah, I'm really screwing up by giving current rosters as opposed to ones from, 2006. So
you were following the Twins around over the weekend?
I went up there yesterday because of the Lance Lynn news. Now, this is a guy after your own heart, Joe.
All right.
First of all, Lance Lynn is known, and he's kind of Jack Morrison-like. He just, in fact, he was down here and they wanted to take some photos of him, the Twins people, and he said, okay, but I don't smile. He basically said, don't bother me to ask me to smile. But he's officially signed today. We have not yet had an introductory press conference because Falvey and Levine were gone up to Tampa by the time it became official. But here's what you're going to like about Lance Lynn, Joe. He agreed on Sunday, basically Saturday night, the news came out. Sunday, he came and took most of his physical, but he couldn't take all of it because he had to go to the MRI place. And he went to the MRI place this morning. He was on the field today, and he will start tomorrow's game for the Twins.
Okay, I like that.
So he's going to, he says to get ready for the season, there's only 2 more weeks left down here, and then you could maybe pitch against in Washington and the thing, but he doesn't have too long to get ready. He's been working out over there. But
so he has not been in a camp.
No. He, in fact, he was working out in the Jupiter area, the Cardinals, and same place Logan Morrison was working out, and same place a couple other Twins people were working out.
Why didn't St. Louis want him back?
Didn't want to. I don't know what happened. They
so those cheap poll ads. I see you're accusing them of trying to buy a championship.
Yes, they are. It's very offensive to me that I've been a Twins fan since '61, and seeing this team try to buy a championship is just very offensive.
I saw a new one, by the way. Speaking of the cheap poll ads, Patrick, and Phil was getting into it with the payroll whiners all weekend on Twitter, which I always find very amusing.
So there was one guy whining before Lynn signed.
Yeah, one guy in particular was mad that they didn't sign Lance Lynn to a long enough contract.
Oh, okay. Well, the reason, basically the story is his agent called up and said, okay, he wants to play there. What can you give us? And they said 1 year, $12 million. They said, fine. Okay, we'll take it. Mm-hmm. So he wants to go back and hit the free agent market next year to see if things are a little more lively. And the Twins cannot attach a draft choice to him like the Cardinals did this year with the qualifying offer. So this next year, he thinks if he has a good year here, he can make more money on the open market, and the Twins will wish him the best.
How old is he?
31 in May. He'll be 31 in May.
Is that a good risk or a bad risk in your opinion, Pat?
For him?
Yes.
Well, he didn't have much out there. The best he had out there was a 2-year, $20 million deal. So he might as well take 1 year, $12 million, and hope that the free agent market is a little livelier for those pitchers next year. So, but he's
anyway. Got good stuff, huh?
Oh, yeah, he throws a good. Reber's seen him more than I am. Fastball, right?
Yeah.
He basically throws 3 different kinds of fastballs. There's not a lot of trickeration.
When he came up initially with the Birds, he was used out of the bullpen during their last World Series run, but he became a really good starter there. And he missed one season, not 16 with the Tommy John surgery.
Yeah. And last year he came back and he wasn't quite as good, but he was good enough.
Yeah.
His ERA was mid-3s, so he's
no, after this signing, I don't think you'd find a follower of the Twins that can complain about the offseason that they've had.
Oh, yes, you could.
Well, I guess I don't understand why anyone would complain.
Any sane one.
They've had a pretty good offseason.
Where are the boys tonight? Up in Tampa?
They're in New York, and if I had the day off, I would have went up to see the slugging Yankees, because your only chance to see them in Florida is if you go to them. Yeah. They ain't coming to you. Okay. So they were down here in Boston last week, and in the Boston ballpark, and none of them showed up. None of their home run hitters showed up.
All right, just a moment, please. Speaking of Tiger,
yes, sir.
He'll be playing at Bay Hill back-to-back weeks.
Yes, he will. He's kind of, he knows that he's got to play to get better, and he certainly is getting better, that is for sure. What is he now, 42?
Yeah, 42. What do you think of the bracket?
I have never, I was trying to figure out today, when's the last time I was less interested?
Yeah.
The only thing that motivates me to even follow it is hoping Duke loses. That's the only thing I care about now.
What seed is Duke?
They're a 2 seed.
They're a 2?
Overseeded as always. Made it as easy as possible for them as always. Xavier, I'd like to see Xavier win. They got the kid from Lakeville, Makura, whatever it is, who's been there 4 years, and the Gophers kind of ignored him, and now he's gone there, and they're number 1 seed. They're 2 out of the 4 teams that are number 1 seeds are the Big East teams, which is the league that basically said, okay, all you teams that want to play football, go away. We're going to be a 10-team basketball league that's basketball motivated. And what are you doing there, Rush? I hear your newspaper.
I'm looking up Loyola made it for the first.
I have here my formerly nicotine stained fingers.
Loyola made it for the first time in a long time.
Well, they were the 1964 champions, was it? And they haven't been back too often since.
Duke has hated Iona, a 15 seed.
Yeah, they'll beat hated Iona, but then I don't know. I got hopes. Just get them beat. That's all I care about. Our guy Grayson did it again over the weekend. Little hip check with a guy running down the straight. Grayson Allen might be the biggest scumbag to ever play college basketball on the court. I don't know what he is off the court.
11 seed Loyola has 6 seed Miami in the South region.
Loyola can beat them. Loyola can beat them. They're you know what the league they're in now? The Missouri Valley. They've kicked around all over the place, and they ended up in the Mo Valley. The Mo Valley was looking for teams.
Loyola, you mean?
Yes.
Oh.
They're in the Missouri Valley now. So
Loyola is very akin to St. Thomas in St. Paul in the sense that Loyola High School was once part of the Loyola College campus and then split away from the college campus and built their own sprawling high school in the suburbs, very similar to what happened at St. Thomas when the high schoolers were on the college campus until about 1965.
Is Loyola inner city?
Yes.
Okay, and how far would it be removed from DePaul? It's kind of sad that those two teams aren't in the same league. They could play.
I don't know physically how close they are to each other.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, yes, the Loyola Ramblers. They, I'm testing my memory. Early '60s, but I can't remember exactly what year it was that they won the national championship with George Ireland as the coach.
And we got to go through 4 play-in games.
Yeah. They had to when more teams started going to Division I and forming these leagues. They kind of had a rule that if you had 8 teams, you could get automatic qualifier. But they wanted to keep taking the same number of at-large teams, so they put these 4 games in. But boy, did they put the screws to the alleged mid-majors yesterday. Syracuse making it is a complete joke. They stink, and Middle Tennessee, which got beaten in its conference tournament, they're the team that beat the Gophers last year. They're damn good. They played a real tough non-conference schedule. They won their share. They won more road games than any team in the country, and they didn't get in.
Well, who determines this?
This committee, and they're all in the pocket of the Power 5 conferences, and they take the teams that. The other thing they did is all these teams that were tainted by the FBI thing, but nothing has really happened yet. Louisville was on the bubble, didn't make it. Southern Cal should have been a lock to make it. Second place finisher in the Pac-12, they didn't make it. Oklahoma didn't make it. They had an assistant coach, and the only one that made it was who was it?
Oklahoma made it, Pat. They were one of the play-in teams.
Okay,
tomorrow.
well, where was the assistant? Was it Oklahoma State?
Might have been.
It was Oklahoma State, the assistant coach.
Oklahoma is not a play-in team, Reeves.
They're an 11 seed.
I think Alabama was the only. Auburn. They didn't have any choice. They had to take Auburn, but Auburn was the 4th team with an assistant coach.
Rook, what do you got?
Well, I hastily looked up Loyola to DePaul distance.
Yeah.
And I almost just blurted it out without looking at it. And I almost gave you 20 minutes, and it's I-94 and 35W South. But that was Loyola at 389 Oxford Street in St. Paul to DePaul Lettering, which is in Richfield. So that was I stopped and looked, and I did verify.
Chicago. See, he's getting better. He's getting
that
better.
just keeps along with our history, though. That's perfect.
Yes, exactly.
He's not the rookie anymore.
Settle
He's
the
become a
Oklahoma thing
professional
for me,
newsman.
I'm
Reavers.
trying to look it up right
It's
now.
They're not a
Oklahoma.
play-in team.
Oklahoma's in.
Okay, they're in now.
Yes.
But Oklahoma State had the assistant coach who was
Rhode
tainted,
Island
and they didn't
and
get in.
Oklahoma. Oklahoma at 10 seed, Rhode Island 7. They play Thursday in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yes.
While he looks for that, I will tell you that Loyola University, Chicago to DePaul University is about a 10-minute drive on the shores of the big lake there.
Okay. All right.
That is fascinating stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bracketology.
Bike share,
Yes, it
43
is.
minutes.
Like the brackets.
Line 36 bus, an hour and 2
I can't
minutes.
get enough of this. I'm hoping you're going to continue this amazing discussion all through the ride this afternoon.
Well,
Patrick.
Kenny, you're going to fill out a bracket, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Are you
Hell
kidding?
yes.
Oh, my God.
Kenny's-
I got 10 of them ready to go.
Kenny's surly because his Cardinals got beaten in the
Yeah, that was a good game, though.
Class A title.
That was a
game.
pretty good game.
Well, only one goal difference.
Yeah, if I remember right. Yeah, yeah, and it was pretty exciting. Both teams very good.
They got an indoor rink up there?
Chain link fence around the outdoor.
Yeah, the Runestone Center. Yes, they do. Yes. It's right at the racetrack. Yep.
Oh, all right, good.
Well, congratulations to the Cardinals because
Yeah, that was fun.
hell, they didn't start playing hockey until about 1980. I don't think.
But girls and boys both had a successful hockey tourney for this year. The Alexandria girls won their first game.
Yep.
Okay, Pat, anything new on Kirk Cousins?
On Wednesday, by about 4 o'clock Wednesday afternoon, he'll be a member of the Minnesota Vikings. You heard it here first.
All right.
I would want
Which
to see it on your tweet first.
Which is the first day. Wait, is it Thursday? What day?
But today's the 12th. Wednesday's the 14th.
Wednesday, 14th. It starts the 14th, right?
Yep.
What does?
Free agents.
Legal talking to people and free agency and stuff.
Okay.
But they've been talking. You can actually be talking to them, I think, the 12th. And
But you have to have the Groucho glasses and mustache.
Yes, right. You have
the coffee
you have
shop.
to. In other words, you have to look like Ziggy.
Yeah, right.
Ziggy does. I think is that Ziggy or does he wear the Groucho glasses?
That could
I'm not
be.
sure.
They could have been modeled right after him, not Groucho.
Yes.
Oklahoma's a 10 seed, Mayor. They're playing Rhode Island, coached by
he's got
one of
that.
the Hurley brothers. Is
Said
the
that
coach
already.
And how far is
good thing
Oklahoma
you
away
can do it.
from
Good
DePaul?
He's. They're coached by the Hurley brother, who is not a complete jackass.
Right. Dan, is it right? Is it Dan
Yeah,
Hurley?
Dan. He's supposed to be a nice guy, and Bobby is the biggest jackass in America.
And you can come hang out with me at the corner bar tomorrow and watch the play-in games, part of our Dos Equis viewing parties for college basketball.
Well, when does that start?
8 to 10 tomorrow, sir.
Okay. Hey, by the way, am I officially right now on the Patriot Realty phone line?
No, because you're on a different deal.
Okay, but
But if you
that was
call,
nice
you
of
call
to get the
in.
plug in.
Right.
I plugged in. I think I'm on the Patriot Realty phone line.
Play along, Joe.
Oh, yeah, you are.
You
Pat,
are.
Of
You're on
course,
the-
yeah.
Let's
Patriot
give
Realty
a plug
blur
here.
line.
Yeah,
Let's give a plug
stepped
for
all
God's
over
sake.
it, didn't I?
Yes, you
Trying to
did.
be technically accurate.
Next year, I'm going to outbid it, and I'm going to buy the phone
You
line.
just mansplained yourself out of an account, didn't you?
I went and got as
Trying
many
to take
guests.
a break.
I went and got as many guests as I could today, just so we could take advantage of the Patriot Realty
Nice.
phone line.
Good
Sports Talk will return in just a moment, but now thanks to our good friends in Owatonna, Minnesota at Federated Insurance, where it's their business to protect your business. It's Bruce Vail from the Wall Street Journal and Your Money Now.
Well, stocks were mixed at today's market close as weakness in shares of industrial heavyweights like Caterpillar and Boeing weighed on the Dow Industrials along with the S&P 500. The Dow dropped 157 points, closing at 25,178. The Nasdaq Composite did gain 27 points. The S&P 500 lost just 3. President Trump's tariffs on imports of steel and aluminum could push car prices higher by a few $100s. Analysts at Morningstar predict the price of a car will rise 1% overall due to the tariffs based on its conversations with Ford and General Motors. The company that brings you the annual Cleanest Public Bathroom in America contest is now giving you an app to help you find a clean place to go. Uniform and cleaning supplies company Cintas has a new Got to Go app that allows users to find and then rate the cleanliness of restrooms near them. I'm Bruce Vail with your money now on 1500 ESPN.
Okay, Bruce, thank you very much. We're going to take a look at traffic, and we actually have a bump and hump underway here. This report sponsored by Indeed. We'll start with between the downtowns. We've cleared a car fire off of westbound 94. It was at Marion. Everything gone there. It's 14 minutes between. And look at this, eastbound between, also a 14-minute drive. Northbound Highway 65 at Franklin Avenue, it's a wreck there in the construction. It's over on the right side under the bridge. Highway 62, yep, same old, Gleason over to Penn. And the same thing's actually happening on eastbound 494. She's nose to tail, East Bush to Penn Avenue. Northbound 35W hosting a breakdown on the left shoulder at 35th. Looks like a trooper's on scene there. Are you hiring? With Indeed, you can post a job in minutes, set up screener questions, then zero in on qualified candidates in an online dashboard.
Here's John Haidt.
Thank you, Joe. It's sunny and 39 degrees. The Twins have now made it official. Lance Lynn is a member of the ball club. Lynn, the 30-year-old former Cardinal, will start for the Twins tomorrow against the Orioles, making his spring debut less than 24 hours after signing his actual one-year, $12 million contract. Twins play the Yankees tonight. Starts around 5:35 our time. Wolves beat Golden State yesterday. They're off until tomorrow when they play in Washington, and the Wild are off until tomorrow night also when they're at home against Colorado.
That was a rousing victory for our Timberwolves last night, and much needed, I would say.
Mm-hmm. News note.
That's all you got to say.
That's all I got.
Sure does.
I didn't watch it. I was watching Eldrick.
Well, he was not at that time.
Well, it was an afternoon game, Pat.
Yeah, it was an afternoon.
Oh, that's
2
right.
o'clock,
That's
yeah.
right. Okay.
Dave Harrigan this morning took great delight in some new Timberwolves player who, over the weekend or the last game they played, the first time he received the ball, he dropped it and fell down.
Derrick Rose.
Yeah,
Derrick Rose.
That's just fantastic.
All I know is that Derrick Rose has never played in a Timberwolves game that they lost.
That's clever, Pat. You should tweet that.
Yeah, he did. I saw it yesterday.
Stirred him up.
That get any legs?
Oh, yeah.
They bite on everything, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
They're like the dog that you have the stinky shoe out there and he knows he's not supposed to eat it, but he still goes after and starts chewing on it.
I got to bite on this one. I got it.
Right.
News notes from today. A man was found stabbed to death this afternoon in a parking lot near a Bloomington hotel. Police arrived shortly after noon to the scene near the Crown Plaza Hotel just south of the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport.
That's where the clowns are. That's where the clown convention is.
They found the 38-year-old man with stab wounds to his upper torso. Emergency dispatch.
What kind of crazy antics do you suppose go on in the after party for this crown thing?
Can you imagine?
Could have been.
Keep the nose on.
About 3 a.m. It's just clown debauchery.
I bet it's more than the Munchkins and their last hurrah way back when.
Well, this is, we don't know if this was a clown, do we, John?
We do not know.
Was he wearing a wig?
Emergency dispatch audio revealed the initial call to authorities reported the man was having trouble standing, suggesting that the stabbing occurred near where he went to the ground. Evidence still being collected as of this hour. Anyone who may have any information is asked to call the authorities.
Yeah, weren't the first calls to 911 actually they thought he was drunk and nobody was going to help him? The guy's actually bleeding out. People are amazing.
I was up at the Tampa Bay ballpark at Port Charlotte yesterday, and they had a big sign in front, no knives. But it didn't say anything about guns. No knives.
You can't have your knife, huh?
Yeah, no knives.
What if you're a guy that, booked a hotel room with the gal and lo and behold, you shared it with the clown convention for the weekend?
Worse yet, what if you get back to the room and there's 3 clowns in the room with the bride?
I told
We're
you
here
that-
for the party.
I told you my son and I went out to see the Twins play in Pittsburgh, and we stayed at the William Penn, and they had a furry convention.
Yeah. I've got a few of those people following me.
Furries?
Yeah.
That was
nothing
funny
wrong with
seeing
them.
them sitting around the bar, though. You look in the bar at this stately old hotel, and there are a bunch of guys dressed like monkeys.
You know, I'm all about bringing the weird, but that's a little too weird for this Midwestern.
Bringing the weird.
I like your style too, dude. Rocking that squirrel outfit.
Yes. Yeah.
Joe, with as awkward as you are around people you actually work with, I'd like to see you around a group of clowns at a clown
Yeah,
convention.
it'd be fun to see Such at a furry convention. That's what'd be fun.
You're getting around awfully good.
Hey, Rook, wasn't that didn't you have a clown mask out at the old place for a while? Where you
Yes,
jumped
I
out?
startled both of you with many a time with that. More, not really jumping out to say boo, but it's kind of hiding behind a door, and then you see when you close the door, somebody standing in a clown mask, and that'll make you plotch.
Chris,
that is not right.
Chris Egert wouldn't mind me telling that story, would he?
No,
please do.
No, please do.
there's a guy-
You with Chris Lingdahl.
Could you call him Chris Eggert, though, please?
Chris Egert. There's a guy in the hall Friday, and
I'm surprised.
Mackey's guy.
I'm surprised you're telling this story because we've been telling all of our coworkers since it happened.
Well, Pat hasn't heard it. So
I think he did actually.
I have, but I want to hear it again.
Yeah, we want to hear it from you. What was your version of this story?
Egert, of course, consciously had a leg removed to combat some problems he's been having, and he's been.
I hope there were some problems.
Yeah,
He just didn't do it for giggles.
Well, but he's doing
Lost
well.
a bet.
He's doing well. So there's this guy Chris out there. To me, it looked just like Egert. So I said, "Man, you're really getting along well." I'm thinking,
Grew back.
this is fascinating leg you got. Holy mackerel!
And then the Chris that you addressed turned around and said, all the time, absolutely.
I said, no,
always.
I'm walking pretty good all the time. And I said, well, who the hell are you? What? It was the
Chris Lindahl.
Chris Lindahl, the real estate
The guy that has all the real estate and the billboard ads with his arms extended.
And then it's been told to me that then you got mad and started yelling something about this is why I don't like meeting people.
I didn't say that.
So
I did not
I'm
say
no good
that.
in public.
You didn't get mad, but you were kind of mocking yourself, going, "I really blew that one, didn't I?" You get the major advertiser in, you're saying, "Yeah, you're walking okay
you're
there,
walking pretty
Tiger."
good there,
Yeah.
You did walk back to your office or to the studio saying, "Hey, this is why I don't like to talk to people."
Just kind of shuffled with his head down.
Exactly.
But for me, nothing beats the night that we were at O'Gara's and a couple of lesbians came up to Such and said, "Hi, Joe, really like your show." And Joe says, "Thanks, pal."
That was.
The CP was right next to him and literally broke 3 of his ribs when she gave him the elbow.
I didn't know who the hell I was talking to.
Oh my God!
Of course, they just laughed because they're listeners and they know how.
I figured.
Yeah, they expect that.
They
from
knew
you.
I did the best I could.
We did just have a Joe thing out in the hallway here too. I was going to the men's room and Joe was walking back toward the studio and whacked over here walks out of the studio. Joe just goes, "Nice hat." Keeps walking.
Well, she's wearing a terrible hat, and it just looks ridiculous.
Yeah, she likes that hat.
Yeah, she does.
That's the tall one, right?
Yeah.
That's the old Ho Chi Minh hat, isn't it?
No, it's some
Basically.
kind of disco hat. It's got sequins on it. And stuff.
Really quick though, Joe. Back to the Chris interaction.
Yeah,
what I
I thought
can't
it was-
get
I thought it
past
was
is the
Egert.
fact that you saw Chris
Yeah.
at the holiday party in
Yeah.
a wheelchair with
Yeah.
his leg half off.
That's why I was so astonished.
And then you saw Chris with a full leg.
Oh, man,
Did you
I thought-
assume it grew back, or what
really
was
getting
your?
around.
he
No,
thought it was a
I would have
prosthesis.
assumed modern prosthetics are fascinating, and I was ready to say, "Wow, that's just fantastic."
You went Jabari Price. Do Lieutenant Dan have legs in real life?
He actually's got a pretty cool prosthetic on now, and he's getting around very, very well.
Well, and
much
that's
of
what I
that-
thought.
How much of that leg did they hack off?
Right below the knee.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's where you want it, though. You want it below.
Diabetic complications?
No, he's an athlete, or he was a high school athlete,
Yeah.
and a lot of leg and ankle injuries.
fracture.
Twisted ankles and stuff.
And he's had tons and tons of surgeries,
Yeah.
and they just stopped healing, and it was getting worse and
Oh
worse.
boy!
Yeah.
Well, Godspeed to him.
he'll
and
be-
Lindahl too. I hope he's
Yeah,
walking
right.
fine.
But let's get back to the issues at hand. Back to your hallway encounter.
Yeah.
Was it the Lori or Julia show today? Which one was
I
it?
don't know if both of them are here.
They're not. Only one is.
Okay, yeah. So that confirms that. We're keeping track here.
Austin, Texas police just finished up their second news conference of the day about a series of box explosions in that city. There have been 2 explosions today, one of them that killed a teenager. A similar explosion on March 2nd killed a man just a few miles from where today's first explosion happened. Police say boxes looking like package deliveries have been dropped off at residences and end up exploding. The police said at today's presser that none of the major delivery services are leaving the packages. Police Chief Brian Manley asked residents to be vigilant if they see packages they're not expecting and to call 911. He said so far they found nothing in common as far as the victims go. He said there is no what he called ideology or victimology that they can find so far. He also told folks in town for South by Southwest to take care if they see any boxes lying around. South by Southwest started Friday and goes until tomorrow.
All right. Ted Kaczynski got any kids? Or
No.
Sounds kind of like that deal.
Just a moment, please.
Works.
Okay, we had a little bit of a traffic issue on southbound 35W at 35th Street, a breakdown or a crash or some stupid thing. It doesn't matter now because it's out of there. The shoulders, all lanes now open. But you'll find southbound 35W jammed from right around Washington Avenue down to 35th Street. Once you clear that, you're on the gas and kicking ass all the way down to the Burnsville split. Now let's go right back to Sports Talk. Here's John Haidt.
Not bad.
Wow.
Not bad.
That's pretty good. Blind.
Thanks, Kenny.
No clock running there either.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That was all by feel.
I know, you're good.
That was me.
Thank you.
That was my hand, Kenny.
Thank you.
Some party poopers here. The Army wants to halt a favorite St. Patty's Day tradition in Savannah, Georgia. That for decades.
Kiss the blarney pole.
We're
done with that, okay?
Can we hear what it is before you disrupt it?
Private, we're not doing that this year. You're off the hook.
What do you mean off the hook? I'm first in line.
Wants to halt a favorite St. Patty's Day tradition in Savannah, Georgia that for decades has left marching soldiers with cheeks smeared in bright red lipstick. Roughly 200 soldiers from nearby Fort Stewart plan to take part in the March 17th parade, which organizers say could draw 500,000 or more revelers to Georgia's oldest city.
Isn't that something Savannah's known for, a St. Patrick's Day parade?
Didn't the Army try to sue somebody not that long ago? It was the hockey team. Didn't they sue the Golden Knights for the logo?
They're fighting over the name.
I thought it was the logo.
I don't know.
Okay, sorry.
I don't know, but Sarge's got a really bad cold sore this year, so it's not going to work out. Savannah's mustache.
Savannah's Irish immigrants and their descendants have marched on St. Patty's Day since 1824. It's now one of the South's largest street parties after Mardi Gras. As the parade winds around Savannah's oak-shaded squares, women in the crowd traditionally put on red lipstick as they wait for the uniformed troops to approach in formation among kilt-wearing pipe bands and floats pulled by shamrock-decorated pickup trucks. Then they dart onto the street and plant messy red kisses on the soldiers' faces.
Well, that sounds like
Anybody ever read Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil?
I'm not.
I've seen the movie.
It's about Savannah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Hell of a
movie.
book.
Kevin
Yeah.
Spacey
Yep.
was in that movie.
Who's the author on that? That's not. No,
It's nonfiction.
it's not Faulkner though.
No, it's a recent book.
Is it like downtown Savannah?
What about it?
You said it's about Savannah.
Well, it's about the lives of these characters in Savannah.
Oh, not like the
There's
city
a murder
proper.
that takes
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
There's a murder that takes place.
Fort Stewart commanders, having a hard time keeping this one on the road. Commanders and organizers of the Savannah Parade want the soldier kissing to stop. Parade
You're
adjutant.
still on that story.
I am, yeah. I'm trying to explain.
I think it's
see
a
what
good story.
Why
I
the
like
Army's
that story.
being party poopers here.
Yeah.
Parade adjutants posted along the route are being asked to help turn back any would-be kissing bandits. Fort Stewart spokesperson Kevin Larson said they need to look like soldiers when they march. They need to look professional. It's hard to look professional as a soldier with red lipstick on your cheeks. Kissing the troops, Irish or not, has been a St. Patty's Day pastime in Savannah for at least 40 years. A woman is suing a Florida restaurant for $1.5 million, alleging she suffered injuries as a result of an encounter with a drag performer's fake breasts. Neldon Molina's lawsuit against the Hamburger Mary's Eatery in Tampa says...
Here you go. Nothing says love more than the Hamburger Eatery.
Nothing says drag
Hamburger
show.
Yeah,
Mary's.
let's go. What time does the show start?
The Hamburger Eatery.
I'll take a double.
Let's go to the eatery.
The lawsuit against Hamburger Mary's Eatery in Tampa says she was dining with friends and family members to celebrate a friend's birthday. Molina's lawsuit alleges she was unaware of the drag show until it began during her meal. Said she watched it for a short time, then turned her back to the stage to eat her food and socialize with her friends. The suit says a performer identified as Amanda DeHaad pointed at Molina when she turned around again and began walking toward her table. Molina alleges she turned her back to the performer to signal she didn't want to draw any attention to herself, but the drag queen allegedly grabbed her by the head and wiggled her breast against the plaintiff's face and head 8 times.
Oh, she got motorboated.
Holy cow. Did she have to pay extra for that?
The performer, according to the lawsuit, then violently pounded Molina's face against the fake breast up to 9 times.
Well, what the hell's wrong with this fruitcake?
Molina said she felt...
You mean the customer complaining, right?
No, it's no fun getting rubbed up against a fake one.
What's wrong with you?
When Joe goes into Hamburger Mary's World Burger Emporium, he's got one thing on his
I'm
mind.
eat my burger and just leave me the hell alone.
When you're motorboating, one is just as good as the other.
No, I don't think so.
Molina said
Joe, what is your...
probably made out of plywood.
Joe, what is your normal protocol when you go to a drag show?
Right. Yeah. What do you? How long do you stay?
Well,
you tip. What do you do?
You sit in the back, or
I sit
you
in the
right
back.
up front?
I'm in the back.
Yeah.
Molina said she felt an immediate headache and neck
Are
pain.
you wearing the
after
CP's underpants when you go to a
No,
drag
I
show?
wear my cowboy outfit.
Oh, okay.
And later
You got
visited
that whole cowboy thing going.
That's your style too, dude.
Later visited the emergency room at Memorial Hospital for excruciating pain and uncontrollable headaches. She's asking
No, I
for
don't buy
$1.5 million.
No, don't buy any of it.
Very strange story from India. You may have seen the pictures online. An investigation is underway after pictures emerged showing a man using his own foot that had been amputated as a pillow.
It wasn't Egert, was it?
Immediately,
Eggert?
Egert, what the hell?
Immediately,
The birds down here are Egert. Why can't he pronounce his name like the birds do?
Well, because the R is in a different spot.
they're actually egrets, not egerts.
Yeah.
The birds.
Oh,
the
well,
birds are
what
egrets.
the hell, man? I don't know. They're big and white, and they like to eat stuff in the ditch. I know that.
My uncle calls them bleep birds.
I'm going to start this one over, okay?
Okay.
The pictures show a man using his own foot that was amputated as a pillow right after his limb surgery in India. Authorities at the Maharani Lakshmibai Medical College in Jhansi tried to figure out...
You know what they call that?
What?
That's a My Pillow right there. His own foot.
I get you a foot.
That was my tweet. That was my tweet to Eggert before he had the foot cut off. I asked him to save it for me so I could use his foot to kick his ass.
That's weird because when my dad got his leg amputated, he sent it to India, so I'm not sure. It was just like these feet are very popular in India. I said, save the foot, man. You got to send it down there. And he got about $25 for it.
Some families got that on their couch right now. They're using it as a pillow.
I always threatened to put it on my mantle, get the thing stuffed and put it on the mantle, but
Do we know?
Oh my God, that'd be awesome.
Do we know why the doctors created a pillow out of this fellow's leg?
We don't, but I'd like to point out, Joe, if you always tell me to keep going, stay.
Right.
Have you been listening this afternoon?
Yeah.
We've taken so many different roads.
I know
that
we
I
have.
have no idea how to stay on the
Today
road.
is unbelievable.
and I
is.
really agree.
Yeah.
Now, the doctors, Joe, are trying to
So
figure out.
to fall asleep, does he suck on his big toe?
Oh, God.
No. This fella, his name is Ghanshyam Singh.
Oh yeah,
We've been waiting for this for years.
I know you have.
Is a school employee. He was severely injured during a school bus accident. That's why he had to have the amputation.
Boy,
He was taken to a hospital 33 miles from the accident where doctors cut off the leg, then placed it under his head as the pillow. An outraged relative said, I repeatedly asked the doctors to intervene, but they refused. Finally, after about 2 hours, I managed to get a pillow for him from a market nearby, and that's when they moved the leg.
You see a nice, crisp, clean, white pillow? What kind of pillow are you seeing to replace it?
I don't know if I'm too interested in going to a hospital that doesn't have any pillows and they have to use your own damn foot. Wow, that's bleak.
The Medical Education Ministry has suspended the emergency medical officer, senior resident, and 2 nurses involved in the case. In the meantime, the Uttar Pradesh government is investigating the hospital.
I'm not seeing Joe talking to this guy as he's walking through the radio lobby saying, hey, Monkar, you're getting along pretty good there with the
Pretty
walk,
good,
huh?
Yeah. Just a moment. So you got Hollis Cabner coming on. I bet they set record attendance there at Valspar.
Did you see what the TV ratings were? They were like triple what they've been, and they were I saw something today. They got 4.5 times more media attention than for any event this year. I don't know how they measured that, but it's amazing. He's still got the magic, that's for sure. Yeah, we got Hollis Cabner, and then we got Derek Gould later. Derek covered Lance Lynn for years with the St. Louis Cardinals. He'll give us a scouting report on him. And we also have Brian Dutcher, Jim's son, who's in his first year at San Diego State, and they had an upset run to the Mountain West Conference Championship, and we'll talk to him about the NCAA tournament.
Dutcher's kid?
Yeah, Brian. He was assistant forever for Steve Fisher at Michigan and then out at San Diego State. And he was the coach in waiting for a long time, and this was his first shot at the NCAA tournament as a head coach, and they upset everybody and made it through the Mountain West, so they're going to be in the tournament.
1500 ESPN is KSTP, St. Paul, Minneapolis. It's 39 degrees.